Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Nico. Today I wanted to do a restorative practice with you. I feel like mostly I've uploaded heat building practices, so with this class we'll be holding our poses a little bit longer, really focusing on stretching and lengthening our bodies. Remember, if you're feeling any pain, to back out of the pose and just listen to your body. And if you need a break, feel free to take one. So let's begin with a little bit of cat-cow and then we'll ease into child's pose. Oh, I'm pretty sure you all know by now how to do cat-cow. If not, it's okay. We'll come on all fours, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders, rotate the eyes of the elbows forward. Inhale the chin up, flip the tailbone upward, inhale. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, bring your chin down to your chest. And we're moving in and out of cat-cow with our breath. Flipping the tailbone up as you inhale, rounding the spine, tucking it down as you exhale. Let's move through a couple more reps of cat-cow. Come back to a neutral position. Let's bring our knees out wide, touch our big toes together, shifting our weight back towards our heels as we come to child's pose. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, just melt down till your forehead touches your mat. Just take some nice deep breaths here in your child's pose, really relaxing the body. Remember, if you have a hard time sitting back on your heels, feel free to place a rolled up blanket underneath your thighs. Also feel free to keep the hips and the tailbone lifted. Couple more breaths in our child's pose. Let's float our body back up to table position, and let's move into down dog. If you're not ready for down dog, stay down on the knees and extend the arms out for puppy pose instead. And if you're ready, tuck your toes under, lift the hips up and back for down dog. Taking some breaths here. And go ahead and pedal your feet out. Just getting a stretch in the back of the legs too. Bring the gaze up in between the hands. Walk the feet up behind the hands and just lower down to a forward fold. Let's inhale, lengthen first to a half lift. Exhale, lower down to forward fold. Let's grab our elbows. And just rock side to side. Feel free to have a deep bend in your knees to help that lower back release. And let's roll up to standing. Let's step out a little bit wider than the width of our mat. Bringing our thumbs on the inside of our knees, our fingers on the outside, and just roll your shoulder down towards the center of your body. I saw another yoga instructor doing this. I really like this stretch. Couple more breaths. And bring your left shoulder in. Come back to center, maybe walk your feet out a little bit farther and come down to a wide leg forward bend. Then inhale to lengthen with a flat back, exhale, melt down. You can stay up on the hands or you can come down lower, letting the top of your head face your mat. Now let's heel toe our feet back in towards the center. Let's step our feet back to a plank and just lower straight down to our table position again. Now from here, we'll step our right foot up in between the hands, making sure our knee is over our ankle. Keep the top of the back foot flat. And let's inhale the arms up for a low lunge. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, lower the hands down on either side of the foot. Plant your left hand down on the inside of the right foot, extending the right arm up towards the sky, staying down on that left knee. And then just take that right arm, bend it behind your back, opening up the heart, opening up the shoulder, gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. Let's shift our weight back for half split. Bring that front knee as straight as possible. Right toes face the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down towards this leg. Feel free to have a bend in your knee. Remember, your knee doesn't have to be locked out and completely straight if that's not comfortable for you. And if you're feeling really intense in the back of the hamstring, feel free to ease up out of the pose a little bit. Exhale, shift your weight back forward. Let's step the right foot back and go through that on the other side. Step the left foot up in between the hands. Inhale the arms up for a little lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down on either side of the foot, planting the right hand down on the inside of the left foot, extending the left arm up towards the sky. Then this left arm behind your back, keeping your gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat. Start to shift your weight back. Coming to half split on this side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down if you choose to do so. Remember, you can stay up high if you need to. Exhale, shift your weight back forward. Let's step this left foot back, coming back to a table position, and we'll move into pigeon pose. We're going to stretch the hips out a little bit more. Extend that right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee up in between the hands. Let that left foot come over towards the left side of your mat. Your right knee is towards your right hand. Start to extend that left leg back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down if that's comfortable. Feel free to stay up on your hands. And you can also modify with upside down pigeon. I'll put a card showing the video of pigeon pose modifications if you need to modify. And usually in restorative practices, they use a lot of props. But I know that we don't always have a ton of yoga props at home, like a bolster or a block or anything. So this practice we're doing without any props, but next time we do restorative, I'll show you how to use stuff around your house as props. couple more breaths. And to come out of it, we'll just roll onto our right hip. Slide the left knee around as we come back up to table. We'll do pigeon on the other side. Slide the left knee up. Left foot reaches over towards the right side. Extend that right leg back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower if you choose to lower down. Really trying to relax down into your pigeon pose. Couple more breaths on this side. Good, and to come out of it, we'll roll to the left hip, making our way back up to table position. Let's shift our weight forward and come down to our belly. And we're just gonna pulse a little bit in our cobra pose. I want you to keep the elbows bent, trying to refrain from moving into up dog, just to begin with. On inhale up, just slightly peeling your chest off the ground, making sure those hands are underneath the shoulders and that the elbows are tucked in. And we're just inhaling up, exhaling down. This is a favorite move of mine. You might have seen me do this before in our live classes. Couple more times. And if you want to come all the way up to up dog, you can. I'm gonna stay down low in my cobra. Good. And let's shift our weight back for another child's pose. Knees are out wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down. Take one more breath in your child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And from here, we'll just take our right arm, threading it underneath our left arm as we let our right ear and right shoulder lower down towards the ground. Remember, the tailbone can be up in the sky if you need a little break from extending all the way back in your child's pose. More breaths on your right side, shoulder stretch. Inhale. Exhale, release the right arm back out in front. Let's bring the left arm underneath the right. Same thing on this side. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, extend that left arm out in front. Let's make our way up to our knees. We'll come to a kneeling position. And then you can fold your mat over just to create some cushion underneath your knees. And we'll come to a camel pose. Now, I like to just grab either elbow, resting my forearms on my hips, pushing my hips forward, and letting my head fall back. This is easiest on my back as I don't have that much back flexibility, but feel free to let your fingers point down towards your toes as you rest your hands on your feet and push your hips forward. And also feel free to extend your arms back behind you. Couple more breaths. And we'll make our way down to a seated position, taking those legs, extending them out in front. Just coming to our easy seated forward bend, sweeping the arms up with an inhale. Exhale for this seated forward bend. We're leading with the chest, lowering down over our legs, and just letting our hands reach as far as they can. It's okay if your hands don't touch your toes. And it's okay if there's a bend in your knees as well. Let's take an inhale and lengthen. Exhale, side out. Melting down back over the legs. Couple more breaths in your seated forward bend. Let's roll back up to a seated position. Let's move into cow face pose. For cow face pose, we'll take our right leg, bring it on top of our left, trying to stack one knee on top of the other. Right leg is bent, and if possible, letting this right knee face the front of the room. Feel free to keep this left leg extended, or you can bend at the left knee, letting knees stack on top of each other only if this feels okay on your hips. So we'll take an inhale, extend our right arm up towards the sky. Bending at the elbow, we're letting our palm face our back. Left arm comes behind, bending at the elbow. Left palm faces away. Trying to scoot those fingertips as close together as possible. Now remember, trying not to crunch down in our cow face pose, but keep our chest lifted, keep our elbow facing the sky. And it's okay if your fingertips don't touch. Just reaching as far as you can. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms. I want you to keep your legs in this position if it still feels okay. Arms extend out to either side of your body, and I want you to start to melt your chest down towards this top leg, just to get a different sensation in those legs. Couple more breaths. Let's come back up to a seated position and switch our legs. Bringing our left leg on top of our right. Same thing on this side. If you can let your left knee face the front of your mat. Take your left arm, bend at the elbow, palm faces your back. Right hand, faces away. If you're comfortable with bending both knees, feel free to bend both knees. Keeping the chest lifted and open. Couple more breaths on the left side. Let's release the arms and do the same thing, bringing the arms out wide and melting down towards the leg. Couple more breaths. And we'll roll back up to a seated position, releasing the legs. This time, bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the ground, and we'll let both knees cascade over to the right side. You can let the right foot rest on top of the left knee, or if you're feeling comfortable, you can tuck the right foot into the left hip. And we'll take an inhale. Exhale, we'll twist towards the back of the room, letting the left hand come on the outside of the right knee. Right fingertips face the back of the room as you bring your gaze over this right shoulder. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, come back to the center. Bringing our knees bent again with our feet flat. Let's cascade our knees over to the other side. You can let the left foot rest on top of the right knee, or you can let the left foot rest inside of the right hip. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the outside of that left knee, left fingertips facing the back wall. into baby cradle. We will bend at our right knee, letting the inside of the right elbow wrap around the right knee. We'll take the left hand, grabbing the outside of the left foot, and just pulling it in towards your chest as much as you can. Remembering to keep a tall, straight back. Again, just as much as you can. Getting a nice hip stretch here. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release the right leg. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Bend at the left knee. Inside of the hand, inside of the elbow wraps around the left knee. Right foot comes to the outside. Right hand comes to the outside of the left foot, I'm sorry. Pull it in towards your chest. Tall, straight back here. More breaths on this side. Inhale. Exhale, release the left leg. Let's bend the knees, bring the feet flat on the ground again. Scoot close to your feet. And we'll just roll down to our back. Take your hands, rest them at your sides. Let your feet come to the edges of your mat, and we'll just work into some windshield wipers. Letting the knees fall over to the left side, kind of squeezing that right glute to kind of help push your knee down towards the ground, and do the same thing on the other side. Knees fall over to the right, squeeze your left glute. And we're just doing a few windshield wipers here. At whatever pace you like. Just try to keep it nice and steady, really feeling the stretch in the hips. Couple more times. Take your knees, hug them into your chest, rock side to side. And then kind of move your knees in a circle, moving them to the right side. And do the same thing, circle your knees to the left side. Back to center, release your knees, bring your feet flat on the ground, rest your hands at your sides. Walk your heels in until you feel the fingertips, and let's do a quick bridge pose, making sure that lower back is flat on the ground. Lift the hips off the ground, making the ramp from the knees down towards the shoulders. Exhale, lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees back into the chest. Keep your right knee hugged in as you extend your left leg onto the ground. And just take your knee, hug it into your chest. Bring your chin up towards your right knee like you're going to give it a kiss. And then relax back down, just helping to lengthen the spine. And we'll take our right leg, extend it up towards the sky. You can interlace your fingers behind the thigh and pull your leg in. Inhale, exhale, now let your right leg fall out towards the side. Out towards the right side, keeping your foot flexed here. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, hug the knee back into the chest. Let's move into our spinal twist. Using our left hand to pull our right knee over to the left side. Stack your shoulders. Then extend your right arm out to the side. You can stay like this, or you can bend the bottom leg as well, grabbing the foot with the right hand. Only if that feels okay. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Release the legs. Hug the knees into the chest again. Doing that sequence on the other side. Keep your left knee hugged in. Let your right leg rest. Bringing your nose up towards your knee. And then relaxing back down. Extend the left leg up towards the sky. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Pull the leg in towards you just until you feel a good stretch. Doesn't have to be anything major. And let's open our left leg out to the side. Same thing. Don't worry if your leg doesn't go super high. My leg doesn't go very high. That's totally fine. We're just working within our range and listening to our body. Our chest, using the right hand to pull the left knee over to the right, stacking our shoulders and then extending that left arm over to the left side. Gaze can follow the arm, or it can be straight up to the ceiling. Feel free to stay like this or bend that bottom leg, up to you. to the center. Hug the knees into the chest. One last time. Massaging that lower back. And you can release, coming into Shavasana, letting the feet reach the corners of your mat, letting your arms rest at your sides, palms facing upward. And you can finish with some Ujjayi breath if you just want some quiet time or you want to meditate. You can finish your practice with that. Hopefully this practice was relaxing and hopefully you got what you wanted out of the practice. Let me know what you think about this video and if you would like to see more like it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Peace and love.